Lovely. Morning guys, what a manic weekend. Notice I just got the biggest crater on my face, but oh well, that's what happens when you're a teenager. So Saturday was my birthday, so if you want to leave a comment down below, guess the age, you can do that. Also got some money, so I got some tools, so I want to show you them today. I've got a chasing day ahead of me, so I'm probably not going to film much of that, but I'll skip to the next day after a bit. So we worked last night, we're working tonight, potentially working Saturday, and we work bank holiday Monday, so me and Andy are quite shattered, but you just got to get the job done sometimes. So I've not managed to film any footage of the big house that we've been doing, but I did get some screenshots, so I'll show you them. So a lot of those lights that you've just seen, the big like copper, they're Thomas Dixie, I think, from John Lewis, and I didn't even realise how much they were. That the client just sort of chucked them at me, and I put them up yesterday, and I've been looking online, and the big copper one is like 700 quid. So there's me just willy-nilly putting it up, and yeah, you know, 700 quid's worth. So I'm going to get the tools out the car, I'm going to get in this job, because the guys have just turned up, and then we'll have a quick look. I'll show you some tools, and then we'll go to the next day. Built this little wall here, so I can drop my cable in for my little light that's going down there. I've just left it up there at the minute. They get intact. It's all finished now. So I'm going to be in here today, chasing the walls out, getting all my bits and bobs in. Got to be the smallest window I've ever seen in an ensuite. This is the cable for the light. Having a little light there. Lights that I got capped, one there, one down there. They run straight across and come into this area here where there's going to be a driver mounted. So somebody made a comment that by doing this I'm outside the zone, but come off it. You've got to use a little bit of common sense when you use the regs as well, because if you look here, my socket's going to overlap to here, and then this socket's going to overlap to here, so literally you're going to have a 10mm gap in between. So if you think that is outside the zone, there's something wrong with you. You've got to treat that as your zone, not a 10mm gap down the middle there. There we go, to keep you happy, Mr. Subscriber. Sweet as. What a day already, look, absolutely filthy. Good job I bought a spare pair of clothes today, because I'm working tonight. But yeah, I've just walked around with a client. We've just gone through a load of stuff with the architect and the client. Nice people. Just sorting out a few things so I can now wire the downstairs, because they couldn't visualise sockets on a drawing. They wanted it on the wall, but I didn't draw them on the wall. I just said, look, you'll have a socket, blah, 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 blah. And they took that as gospel. They were happy with that. So I'm going to have my coffee and then go back in and finish chasing. And I want to show you some tools. In the process of doing this landing switch, got me two-way coming up, two-way going away, and then a feed to PIR, and then these are the cables, two 1mm that come from these little low-level lights. They're going back to the PIR, so I've done a 150 measurement, and I can cap that next to the switch there, so I'm within the safety zone there. Well, I just want to show you this new bag and stuff that I got. So I got this new bag from Screwfix. It's a McAllister Technicians bag. Doesn't come with this strap, but I got an old laptop strap and put it on there, and it actually does fit nicely on my steps when I'm second fixing now, I've realised, so that's pretty neat. Comes with the tape holder there, so you can strap your tapes to it. I've just put a little loop on there to hold my sleeve in, and then I've got these. These are really cool. I like these. These are Magnuson £35 you get the pliers, the long nose, and these little side cutters, which I really like. And you also get this set of screwdrivers that are pretty nice. I think it's 8 pieces for 35 quid. Also from Screwfix I bought these 8-inch chompers. These are Magnusons again. So it's nice to see Screwfix having the McAllister and the Magnuson stuff. These are them screwdrivers that you've seen before, Magnuson. And I also bought a Wearer, uninsulated, but it's good for second fixing when you know nothing's live. I think that was £3, but I find these quite chunky compared to these. I actually prefer the Magnuson to the Wearer, but that's just me. A lot of people rave about these. And I also picked these up. These are Trojan. Really nice set of grips. Yeah, these were from Bunnings. These were £7. So all in all, probably £11, £35 few screwdrivers. Looking at sort of £50 or £60 just to get a nice little second fix kit together. Last but not least, I picked up these permanent markers with the twin ends. These worked out 75p each from Tesco. A lot cheaper than the Sharpies, and at the minute they're doing okay. So thumbs up to them. Haven't seen this in my other video. It's a little bit of 2-inch plumber's pipe with 2 stop ends, and I just all my drill bits inside. Cool. There we go. Right, that is the day done. I've literally just had a shower with the outside tap. I've got fresh clothes on, so I can go and work where I'm going now. I'm going to go and put some 50-inch TVs on the wall. I've got 3 to do tonight. I'm going to meet Andy there because he's obviously on that other big job. So I won't film that tonight, but I shall see you tomorrow. Morning. Oh, that's the scary light. So my cupboard's now full of crap, which I can't get in because they're building this, finishing this, and just noticed we've got 2 new single-phase meters, so I can get them livened up today. I'm going to go and have a look upstairs first, grab a coffee, and then we'll have a look what we're doing. I've now hoofed all the crap out, so I can now get to these meters. Don't judge me. So that's the SEB side. This is my side. This is where I'm going to bring my tails out. I'm just going to follow this line back up, down, and then into the relevant switch, and then I can power the flats up and actually get my live testing done in those flats today. So remember writing this in here so I actually know which flat does what. So that's the nearest and the furthest on the first floor, the rear. So these are my armoured, and then I'm just going to bring my tails in, follow the line up, and then get them onto the meters, and we'll see what we've got. Look at that, first one of the day. Metal, trunking, sharp. Got me hand straight away. Tip when you are connecting your connections in here. So all I've undone is that bottom one at the minute, and as you can see, that is now hitting that top screw. So now I know that that is not going to be enough copper to go past that screw and cover it. So I need to now pull that out, re-strip a little bit more off, and then push that in, and then that should seat nicely in there. So I've re-stripped the cable. We've now got, I believe, enough showing. So if you just undo that terminal, like so, these are Allen keys, you can then push that all the way home, and then you've got nothing showing, and then you know that when you tighten this down, you're going to be biting down on the copper. Meter there, you've got the common terminal in the middle, which is your neutral, and then your live comes through the meter and on your tail. Right, so flat number 2 now has power on. My tails are going out of the meter down here and through my switch. Flat 2, I've marked these up now, which the corresponding flat. So I'm going to get this last one connected up, and then we'll go upstairs and have a look. Trunking 2, Chris nil. Right, cables are in. I'm now going to cable tie all these neat in their pairs. So on from there to there. I can now do a test here and then get this last flat on. These bulkheads that I fitted. There we go. Look up here. The new pendants that have got to go up here because the other ones came broke. What we got here? Cupboard. It's now working. Got to go around and do some live testing. That's two-way. The wall lights down there. That's the spots. That's the wall lights. That one's not working. I think that lamp must be knackered. There we go. Wow. Hello, anyone home? Working doorbell, that's nice. So that's two-way wall lights. Spotlights are switch from here, and then you've got door entries got to go on behind the door for some reason. Stupid, but this is where the fuse board is and the bow transformer up there. I've done that. That's a switch for here. Chip has now done these for me. So I've got to put a spur off the socket that's inside the cupboard there, because you've got the USB that I want to be able to isolate separately. Nice. That is going on there. Pre-core that runs to the boiler that's in that cupboard. So brown will be your live. Black is your switch to the boiler. Earth and grey is your blue, so make sure you flag it up. In this wiring diagram, boiler 230. So my live, neutral in and switch out on the A2. Live neutral and out on the A2. Put a live link in between L and A1. So a little bit of cable like that. To A1 neutral and then switching out on A2. Make sure that you fit a minimum of a 35mm box because you've got a lot of depth to lose on these. Careful when refitting these because you don't want to bend these pins. So this one is top loader, so you click the top in and then just click the bottom in, like so. Another one of them bulkheads that I fitted. Right, next little job, I've got to fit an RCBO in the fuse board for this circuit. They want it on a separate RCBO, so that'll be coming into this one. I'll just switch that over. That was just temporary, just to get my space in. So I'll put the RCBO in there, and then it's got its own circuit, and it's wired in this red FP. But just a little gripe about insulated tools. That doesn't unscrew anything because it's bottoming out on there. So okay on the top one, but that one, it's nothing. So I'm either going to have to use a small flathead or an uninsulated screwdriver. So I've just got three more of these to do, fit RCBOs on these systems. Just a word of warning, when you do get an RCBO, make sure you cut the rest of this off because some people leave that nicely coiled up, cable tie it nice and neat, and then that's just a coil of cable waiting to catch fire. So just put it in like you would a normal circuit to the right length. Looks absolutely ugly, it's in from the back, but I'm basically going to add a spur in here and then this will go into there, this socket here. That's nice, Mr. Chippy, thank you very much. A new socket on that because it's cracked. Get that out of there. When you're that hot and you need aircon, just keep the fridge and the freezer open. So I've got a new socket for that broken one. and I'm going to mount this surface box so I can put a flex straight into there, and it's still got enough gap for the shelf to make the thing to make draw. So obviously you've got your lin, lout, and your nin and your nout on your connections there. Oh, I'm just joking. So you've got your live in and your neutral in. That's your twin and earth, and then your flex is your live out. So that's your load, live out, and neutral out, and then your earths just go across those two pins there. There you go. Right, shut that up. Right, new sockets on. Spurred off of there up to my fuse spur here. We can now put that on. Let me check that this socket's working. No indicator light there. That's a good one. Remember, when installing these, don't cut your flex short, because that does need to go up and down, and that flex is going to pull itself in and out. So what I've done is put a cable tie on the back of there, so it's never going to come out of that spur. But it shouldn't anyway, because it will never pull. That's the maximum. And then when you push it in, it should just drop straight back behind that cupboard. Yes, please. Right guys, it's tea time. I've got a coffee. I'm just sat in the car. It's absolutely baking hot today, so I can't wait to get the window open. That screenshot you just saw, that's the shade up in one of the bedrooms. The wardrobe fitter has kindly just smashed one, and he's knackered the shade, so thanks a lot, mate. But he has agreed to pay for another one, which is good, because they're not cheap. 130 quid, I think. Just had a call from a lady on the way home. I'm going to nip in. She's electrics tripping, so she's just given me a phone call. She got my number off one of the plumbers I do a lot of work for, so that's good. Trades, looking after trades, and that's it for today, guys. We're up to the time limit where I want to be. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up as always, and I'll see you on the next job. Take care.